This is the Fort Christmas Historical Park Visitor Center. This is the Dixie Parton house. It was built in 1952 and relocated to this historical park. We're going to take a tour of the interior. Now we're inside a Florida cracker house. This is the dining room here. Leading into the kitchen and a bedroom. And here we have a dual laundry room and bathroom. This houses a display of tractors and other farm equipment. We have a light plant and the prize hair picker. Vintage tractors. This is a McCormick. And a Ford tractor. This is the Fort Christmas Post Office, built in 1937. Just recently moved to the historical park here, and still under renovation. This is the lunchroom. It was built in 1932. Now, this lunchroom was located at the Union School here in Christmas. And children would bring their lunch here. And it's decorated with a lot of period pieces, ironing board, an oven, several ovens and stoves from the mid 20th century. A lot of iron pots and pans, and kitchen cabinets. This is the Union School from Christmas, and it was built in 1906. I'm going to go on inside the school. Library stocked with vintage books. A collection of typewriters from the early 20th century. What I believe was a blackboard of some sort, but a different fabric, like a burlap type of fabric. And it looks like this is where the assembly, plays, choruses were held on this stage. And some old school desks. Looks like vitrolas and some sort of loom. And in an adjacent building connected to the school is the school room. Featuring a portrait of George Washington. A Florida cracker home. Sitting under the Spanish moss. It looks like an old dilapidated rowboat on the front porch. And this structure depicts the sugar industry in Florida. Sugar cane grinding, syrup boiling, and the furnace located here. And beyond is the sugar boiling pots. Some more farm equipment. This is an old outhouse, but it's a replica of an outhouse. Okay, the interior of the outhouse looks comfy, and some corn to eat. This is the George Washington Simmons house, cracker style house built in about 1875. Kind of a shotgun feel to it. Basically one room with the bed, the eating area, the stove, and a storage area for the kitchen cooking stuff. This is the John Burrell Yates cracker house, built in the 1890s. We're going to go on inside and take a look at the furnishings and the layout. And we have the fireplace. And the bed is fitted with, I guess you would call that a mosquito net. Two beds, pretty large size room, and there is a second room, which is an attached kitchen, with an oven, small washer boards, and just a table, which I guess could double for eating and storing items, and a cabinet here for the kitchen materials. And this is the Ephraim LeGrand Brown house, built in 1900. Very unusual open passage through the house. And we're going to take a look at the layout of the structure. Some wash bins right up front, and textile displays, a loom, and another room on this side. The right side of the house is a bedroom, completely furnished. On the left side of the building is a living room space, a fireplace, sitting area, and a old Singer sewing machine. Final room on the left. It seems to be a library with all the shelves and just maybe a sitting room. This is another house built by George Simmons in 1915, and it has a detached, possibly kitchen. I'm going to go inside the George Simmons house. It's got a side porch and the front. Okay, so the Simmons house looks like it's also a mercantile business, as well as living quarters. And a bedroom. So we're going to pass into the attached building. And it is it's a kitchen setup. And it is a kitchen in its entirety with the large oven and stove. This is the George Washington Woods house, built in the Cracker style in 1927. And we'll also take a look inside of this house. And it's a kitchen. Tiny bedroom. Well, 2 beds, not too tiny. And a living room with a piano and one more bedroom. This is the Wheeler Bass House. It was built in 1905 by Jim Wheeler. It's another eclectic type of design. And we'll take a look inside. This is the Beehead Ranch house, built in 1917 for a very large ranching operation. We're going to take a tour of the ranch house as well. And this is the interior of the ranch house. Very nicely decorated. Lots of deer heads. A large bedroom with a fireplace. And the kitchen. With a very large fireplace and oven. And a cattle exhibit. So a lot of agricultural and horse related artifacts.